Hello everyone, welcome from Math by Chang channel. Today we're gonna learn about intervals. So what are intervals? Intervals are sets of real numbers. And we can use intervals in describing domains or maybe range. So what are domains and what are range? So domains are like the inputs that we can put at the function, and the range is the when we put the domains in the function and we will get the numbers. So these numbers we can say is range. And there are two types of intervals: open intervals and closed intervals. So here are two pictures which shows open interval and closed intervals. So the one from the left we can call these open intervals. So why do we call open interval? Because let's look at the diagram. Like here, the answer lies between A and B. And here is X. X lies between A and B, and here you can see that there is a hole. So that's why we call open intervals. So if you want to describe in notation, you can write with open bracket or like a round bracket, and the value of A lies between A and B but not include A and B. So we describe it as a round bracket. So at the right hand you can see this is what we call closed interval. So why we call it closed interval? So it is very simple. Let's look at the diagram. So here is like they just fill the hole. So it means that that value of X lies between A and B, including both A and B. We consider A and B. In open interval, we just include the numbers between A and B, but not include A and B. Like in closed interval, we consider both A and B and the numbers between A and B. So how can we describe it as a notation? Like square brackets between A, comma B. So this means that the interval is the closed intervals, and the value of X lies between A and B, and also we need to consider A and B. So let's look at the here is written as a set description. So X lies between A and B, and it's sure that it is less than B because it is on the left side of B, and it's greater than A, which is also the right side of A. So we can also write set description as like this. And here we consider both A and B, so you have to put the equal sign, which means that we have to consider also A and B and also the numbers between them. So what you need to know is in open interval you don't put equal sign, in closed interval you put equal sign. Okay, so let's look at some exercises so that you will understand more. Alright, so here is the first exercise. So it's the same with the example. So X lies between A and B. So you have to describe it as a set description. So let's do it. The set of, I want to describe the value of X here, which is lies between A and B, but as it is not shaped at the circle, we do not need to consider A and B. So it will include like the set of X such that X lies between A and B, as X lying at the left side of B, which means that it is less than B, and at the right side of A, so which means that it is greater than A. So it's not at the side they have not shaded, so it means it does not include A and B. So we just describe like this, and as notation we also have known that round bracket A comma B. Like for example, like in A I will write like 0, and as the numbers B I will consider it as 5. So the value of x will include between 0 and 5. Like for example, maybe 1, 2, 3, 3.5, like this, 4, 4.5, but not include 0 and 5. It means like that. And let's go to the second one. So what the difference between them is, it's shaded at the circle here, as we can see. So which means that we need to consider the value of A and B. So let's write it. The set of x such that x lies between A and B. We know that as x lies between the left side of B, it will surely less than B but greater than A. So as it's shaded, we have to put equal sign, which means that we need to consider both A and B. So in notation, it will be square bracket A comma B, which is closed interval. Alright, so let's go to the third one. The third one is they shaded on A but not on B. So which means that we have to consider the value of x such that x lies between A and B. So you just need to consider which one is open interval and which one is closed interval. So this is, we all know that, open interval, so you don't need to put equal sign. Here, the value of x is greater than A, and also you need to consider A because it's shaded there. So in notation, you can write like, as A included, you have to write square bracket A comma, and B does not include, so you have to write round bracket like this. Alright, I hope you will get it. And let's go to the next example. So it's the opposite with the former one. So they don't shade at A but at B. So the value of x is between these. The pink lines represents the value of x. So which lines between the value of x such that x lies between A and B? And we know that as in the left side of B, it is less than B and greater than A. As it's shaded on B, we have to put equal sign, which means that we have to consider the value of B. And in notation, as A is open interval, we have to use round bracket A comma B. As B does not include, we have to consider B. So we need to put square brackets. So this is the notation for this picture. And the next one is here. The value of x lies, the numbers greater than start from A but not include A, and all the numbers greater than A. So how can we write this? X such that x is greater than A. But is A include or not? No, because they did not shade it. So this is the set description, and in notation you can also write like A comma as like all the values greater than A include. So we will define it as a plus infinity. A does not include, so we have to use this round bracket. As infinity is not it's not exact numbers, it's kind of like notation which represents all the values greater than A. So you have just put like round brackets. So this is the values for this set for this arrow. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. So this is almost the same as the above. Like here, they just the diagram does not put the values of, or as it's changed into, this is what we call closed intervals. So the value of x include all the numbers including a and greater than a. So the set of x such that the value of x is greater than, all the values greater than a, and also it just shaded at here. So we need to put equal sign. So this is the set description, and if you need to write as notation, so it will start with a, so which also include a, so you need to use square bracket and all the values greater than a, so we consider it as a infinity. So as infinity is does not exist, it represents all the numbers greater than a, so you have to put round brackets here. So this is the set description for this diagram. And the last three, so this is also the value of x lines between the all lines, all the numbers less than b and not include b. So here is x. So how can we write as a description, set description, the set of x such that b or x lines or x is less than b. Sorry, okay, you can write like here. So b is, x is less than b, We cannot put equal sign because it's not shaded. So as a notation, how can you write? So as x lines on the left side of b, we consider is at a minus infinity, which means all the numbers lines at the left side of b and until b, but not include b. So you have to use round brackets, and also infinity you have to use round bracket. So this is the notation for this one. And the next one is, what the difference is, it just shaded. So you just need to put equal sign here, which means that the values of b include here. So x less than, you have to put equal b. Alright, so which means that, how can you write as a notation? It starts with all the numbers less than b and until b. Also b included. So we have to use square bracket. Here is round bracket. And here the value of x line, all the numbers on the arrows, which means that all the real numbers. So you can just write as r at the set description, which means that all the real numbers including positive integer, negative integers, and also many, like maybe fraction 1/2 or maybe 0.5, something like that. All the numbers included, -3/4, and all the numbers like include in real numbers. So you just need to write as r. I will erase this in case you would misunderstanding. So here you just need to write as r, and also at the sets all the numbers include, so you can write like minus infinity to plus infinity. So this is the set description and notation for these arrows, and this is the summary of the exercises that we have done together. So this is all about intervals. So thank you and see you in next chapter.